Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders. Thanks to Sportsbet, I'm Roy. I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvin, and you've dragged me back in here again, boys.
I apologise.
Yes.
It was hard enough to bring myself in here today, so I can only think about the battle it must be for you, not only to drag yourself out of bed,
but to be up and about.
I'm so glad you're here, Calvin.
To be here.
Yep.
No, well, the show's better for it, mate. Thanks for digging
it's
deep.
A pleasure.
Yeah,
no
good
worries.
on you. Good
Thanks,
on you.
everyone.
It was a tough weekend for us. I feel like that is Control C, Control V every week because we aren't having a great seain.
But you know why? We set everyone up so well.
I think that's what it's all about.
We keep falling back on that year after year. The thing is, though, like, as bad as we are, I actually look at our teams and think, not that poorly structured moving forward.
Yeah, you know what?
I think we'll end up respectable.
Yeah. I look at mine and I go, but team's great. I'm out of form.
Yeah,
so it's not necessarily the players.
Well, there you go. I'm in pretty
My
bad form
team,
myself.
I've got some really good players in there.
There's some good names
Absolute guns. Some
Are they
great
performing
picks.
for you, though?
Some great picks. Some of them are. But I'm letting them down.
Yes.
So
you just need to, I don't know.
A man in the mirror sort of
on his
moment.
speeches.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I
Man
will.
in the mirror.
Yeah. You know what that is?
What?
It's too complicated, dog.
Actually, I
It's more
don't
of a
understand it.
Man in the mirror. It's like a reflection upon yourself.
Oh,
Like
right.
he's just standing there looking at himself.
Yeah, you just see a war dog in the mirror.
You do that a fair bit, though.
I got a long, hard looks at myself in the mirror, dog.
All right, well, let's start with our scores. I top scored for the first time this year.
Yeah,
well done.
good on
first
you.
time.
Is that why he bought all the coffees this morning? He was all up and about.
I could also sense his group messaging on Sunday was a lot more positive.
Wasn't it?
He even said, "I'll get the beers, boys."
And it wasn't even my turn.
Wow. You were happy.
Now, it wasn't that good, though. 2094, and I basically I moved up about 1,000 spots or so, I think it was, from my bad 14K ranking up to 13,426.
Oh, well, you're moving in the right direction.
Well, yeah, but I looked across my team, and we'll talk about our +3 and -3 soon.
Yes.
It's almost a bit hard to find the -3s. I'm going, so I just got a team of average dudes that just score averagely.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? No.
No, you're right.
I'll tell you what
You're
it is,
right.
though. I reckon the story of it is just the number of rookies, and the rookies that I've got on the field are not doing as well as some of the rookies other people have.
Yeah, that's
probably...
That was a big hit for you and us this weekend, dog.
So you were second, Roy. You did crack the 2,000. We did lose 4 points from when we first looked at that.
I can't afford to do that. And Cal, once again. Did we get added any points?
No.
Just
take.
Take. That's what this world is. Now, I got 2018, lucky to get to 2,000 in the end. And I dropped probably 5,000 or 6,000 spots with that, which is what I deserved.
Yeah.
Oh, Team Calvin,
Moving on. Oh, we're going to go there, are we?
Oh, dear.
19, what was it, 80?
84.
Oh, jeez. And that puts me now...
Don't have to say it.
Good, I'm not going to say it. But you know what?
Were you graduating high school?
Oh, God knows what I was doing back then, dog. I watched a little documentary this morning.
Yeah.
Right, I got up and I flicked on TV. And you know what was on? Sir Edmund Hillary. Right?
Okay. Right.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So what he did, he climbed Mount Everest.
In 1984?
No, before that. But I took some inspiration from that.
Yeah.
And I looked at that and thought, well, my ranking and Mount Everest are about similar in size.
It's about 27,000 metres off the ground.
It is. So if he can get up that bad boy, I will come back from here.
Yeah, good
I
on
will.
you.
And by one step at a time.
Yeah.
One step, I will climb up that mountain.
Yeah.
And I will stick my flag in the top and I'll go, let's go, Calvinator.
We have to get back down.
Yeah. Fall back down again.
I can see an avalanche coming.
100%. But hey, no, anything you can draw inspiration to keep going, keep fighting the good fight, good on you.
Here it is! That's what you did, Jenny. You stuck it right up them.
Can I stick it right up them with, finally, and Cal, you'll be with me as well, we have Nick Dacos in our sides.
Oh, and it wasn't through skill or... it was by default, really.
Because we picked an overpriced premium in Doherty and he got injured, so therefore we had to get the next best premium, which we could have started with for a couple $100,000 cheaper.
Yeah, but instead we went McGrath.
At least you've got him.
And now look.
But it was good. He was the top scorer of the round.
Yes.
That's what he does.
So that's a win.
Yes.
And it was just so much more comfortable. Imagine what Sunday afternoon would have looked like for us if we didn't have him.
Oh, I've experienced it.
Yeah, well, we have. That's it. And he
Yes.
just dominated.
Just
So
doesn't
now
stop.
we can actually watch Collingwood games.
Yes, we
now.
can.
And so that's positive.
I'm
So
glad we're allowed to talk about Dacos on the show now.
Yeah.
That's really good.
he's
That's
front
what
and
I've been
centre on
trying
our
to say
little,
for weeks.
with our bowl head on our studio desk here.
Yep.
He is, so he should be.
He's a good-looking man, too.
All right. Cal, who was your +3?
Well, I went with Tim English because I'm only a 2-week owner now, and he has
You've been
saved me.
pissed.
No, he has saved me. So he was my captain. I went a VC that failed miserably.
We might talk about
And
him
I was
later.
like, okay, who's going to save me here? And it was big, speaking of Tim
He
English.
looked very good.
You were
too.
worried?
Oh,
With the
'cause it was
rain?
worried. It was raining. It looked...
Yeah.
Didn't look good. I got maybe a few more hit outs, all this sort of
He
stuff.
was everywhere. Did you watch it?
I did.
He was just taking marks.
He was.
the most confident bloke out on the ground.
100%.
It was so good to watch. He's the All-Australian ruckman.
100%.
Yeah,
Has to be. He's very good. Mine was Connor Rozee. Now, amazing comeback from where he was. So, starting him on the bench was a bad decision because it took him a long time to get into the game. And he was frequently, he must have got comfortable there because he kept going back to the bench. So, his first quarter and a half was appalling. And there was as much time spent on the pine as there was chasing the ball. Now, I thought, I'm going to have to do something here. So I fired a little rocket at him because I knew he'd get it because he was sitting on the bench probably checking his phone and that.
Yeah.
Bang! He turned things around and, my goodness, if he didn't become the best player on the ground post-rocket, I don't know who was. So well done to Connor Rozee for responding, and he got us a ton in the end.
It's well done to you, by the sound of it.
I know. I did. I felt the weight of the world on my shoulders.
Yeah.
The people were like, do something, Roy.
Yeah.
So I sent the rocket.
A rocket.
Okay,
Yes.
define a rocket.
Because there might
Yeah,
be new listeners
okay,
here
that
and
is a
people
good
that don't
point.
actually follow on social media. So a rocket is a little emoji of the rocket that gets fired from your phone. At what time can this happen?
So, look, I've noticed these days there's a lot of people sending rockets. It's just another thing that we created that now everyone does.
Yes.
All right,
It's a good
and that
thing.
is fine as long as you know where these things originated.
I actually saw people doing it. Yeah, keep going.
Just remember the old days. Hashtag Roy's Rocket. That's
Yep.
what you're doing, as long as you know
It was a
that.
hashtag early on, wasn't it?
There it was, but now so many people are doing it, I feel like it's almost uncool to
You
send the
basically
rocket.
own
Just-
the emoji.
Just the emoji.
Yeah.
That we should hit up Elon. He
No.
might be able to
Yeah.
change that emoji
There's
to
a
Roy's
couple of
head
things.
on it.
Oh, you've got a job this afternoon, so I know you're
What?
not very busy at all.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Once you send this off and tidy up your articles, all that stuff that you don't really have to do. I want a Roy's Rocket. I want a T-shirt with the emoji on it.
With Roy's head
Right?
just poking out of the porthole of
Yep.
the rocket.
And I also
Yes,
want
please.
a Team Awesome Sauce.
Right.
I do want an awesome sauce.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
I want to
wear
make
that.
a
Awesome sauce has
scale
been
of
on
hardness
fire.
one for you as
Yeah.
well.
Hey, you got a job to do.
Where it's got like a green S
Yep.
and a green E, but a red cow.
Cow in the middle.
I had a different idea of it. Don't worry. Okay.
The eggplant emoji.
Yes, that is what I was thinking. That is what I was thinking. Now,
Yeah,
right.
right.
The rocket. Okay, now,
I don't get it.
you know the eggplant emoji?
Calvin doesn't.
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
Rightio.
Now,
That's what he sends.
Very funny.
Right. Okay.
I thought it was. Now, anyway, with the rocket. So people used to go, Roy, can you send a rocket?
Yes.
Now, a few still do because they know that there's a lot of very limp rockets that
Yes.
people send them out. They got no idea how to do it
I'm
properly.
with you now. Yeah.
But
You want the eggplant rocket.
now that everyone else is trying to fire their own rockets to the moon,
Yes.
the best times to send them, dog.
Yep.
You need to be coming into a break because they need to be in the huddle.
Yep.
They need to be able to see their phone in the huddle or get a vibe of what's happening. One of the coaches would tell them, Roy sent a rocket.
Yeah.
This is what he said. Now, you need it to not be too rude because you can't break them. You don't
Yes.
want them to... It's a new day and age. You can't just go rocket-eat at them.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of rocket.
Get him off!
Yep.
It's got to be a rocket that niggles. It gets right to, the core of their being as a existence as a player.
Yep.
And just enough niggle, but inspiration at the same time to get them over the line.
Yep.
That's how you send a rocket.
There you go.
Well done. That's all right. So, and when you do see a rocket being fired,
Yeah.
Check the timestamp of it, right?
Oh, the bloody timestamp.
Fire you up again.
Do you want me to talk about the timestamp?
Yeah.
If I send a rocket at quarter time and someone is sucking and they recover and end up with a good score, that is thanks to me.
Yes.
All right.
100% it is.
Don't then, at the end of the game, have a go at me and bag me out. He was the best on ground, you idiot. Yes, I know. Pat me on the back. Don't have a go at me.
Rocket was fired.
Look at the time I sent it, you moron. Like, what are we dealing with here?
Yeah.
The algorithm.
Fair?
The algorithm is what you're dealing with because you get those old tweets popping up there.
God, can you not check the time?
All right, you're going to lead us off with this then, Roy.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
He's on a roll. Let him go.
Look, I had a big problem with my connection watching games yesterday.
Okay.
Right? The game kept cutting out, or it was blurry. So blurry, in fact, that I couldn't even see my captain get the ball in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if that was the problem with the TV or the fact that Josh Kelly absolutely sucked. He had 48 in the second half.
Yeah, not good.
I had a C on him, mate. It was
Yeah.
24. He had 24 in the
24 in the
second
second half.
So he was on 54 at half time,
Yeah, looked
tracking
like
all right. Just
gonna get you a ton.
Looked like he was going to just get past my little Took Miller because you just double their halftime score, don't you, Cal?
You can do it.
So, yeah, no, he was appalling, and I need to make a public apology here. I have been so bullish on him in his inside role. Yep, get him in. Yep, put a C on him. Yep, to basically everything that is Josh Kelly.
Yep.
Apologies. Disgusting.
Now, my team, as I said earlier, my team was bloody full of rookies that just didn't perform.
Yeah.
And I've got too many on there, and that's it.
Yeah.
But we can't give negative threes there.
No.
We don't bully
No.
18-year-olds, Roy, with our negative threes.
Here we go.
No, don't get me started.
We don't.
Right.
You two got a clear message from one of the coaches on the weekend.
We did.
That was directed at you two.
Calvinator.
Yeah. Look, I've been a little bit harsh on the hornbag.
Dog,
I
don't
admit.
you pretend you haven't. When you had Bag Shirt in your team, you were
Mine's been directed
Terrible
at
territory.
The
Calvinator.
thing is with Dog's a denier.
you redirected.
Dog, he's a denying dog.
He is a denying
He's
dog.
a denying dog.
Anyway, so I'm not going to give it to a rookie. I'm going to give it to another first-round draft pick, was he? Stocker? Still
was
only
a
probably
first
young.
rounder.
But anyway, no.
We traded up to get him, I think.
I'm going to say with Stocker, like 64, I just need that. It needs a 7 in front of it.
Yeah.
Or an 8 would be
Yeah.
nice. But anyway, he's ticking along, but that's just where my team's at.
Oh, yeah.
Just a heap
Now-
of averageness.
I don't want to make the show all about me, but can I just talk about
so
Stocker
far.
for a second?
You know how they do like time in forward half and stats like that? I reckon time of Roy's pod would be right up there right now.
So last week I upgraded Stocker to, who did I go to? Someone who was pretty average, Stewart, in that first week.
Yeah.
And copped that much crap about it. Stocker this, Stocker that, why wouldn't you? Now, I said his upcoming draw. I clearly stated why I chose him.
Scale of hardness.
The scale of hardness. It's not good, and it doesn't get a whole lot better
Doesn't get any
for
better.
him. So,
Agreed.
just saying, don't call me out so quickly all the time. Maybe listen to what I'm saying.
I will say on that though, Roy, the scale of hardness, or what you're saying with his draw, this week could have been all right for him. Did you
What?
see what defenders scored against Collingwood?
Collingwood are just hard to score against, mate, in
But
general. I don't break it down
Wilkie
to
had
positions.
117.
Wilkie's an
Battle
He's on
had
a different level.
116.
Yeah, that was an anomaly.
That was.
Anyway.
My negative
What
three.
are you saying, dog? He's just a real crap player. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
well,
He's
I'm
already
saying
saying
his draw was hard. You're
He's got my
saying he's
negative
crap.
3.
Suppose he's 18. Is he going to pick on him as well?
Yeah, exactly. First round draft pick, wasn't he?
Um,
Doesn't mean he automatically gets 100, dog.
Can you get the sick dog button ready, dog? Because I'm about to go.
Are you?
yeah.
You sick dog
Are
getting
you
it for
doing
you.
it to
So
him
I was going to
again?
do it to Brayshaw.
2 weeks in a row. That means you need to trade.
Is it 2 or 3?
Okay. You know what I noticed? Here you go. The kick-in count.
Yeah.
Okay. How many kick-ins did Sick Dog take on the weekend?
How many behinds were there? Probably 20?
He took one. He took one kick-in. Hardwick, 11.
What?
Wow.
If that
He's
stat
out of
is
the
correct.
mix.
He is.
11. There's 33 points that the dog has just lost his bark. He had one. And those 11 that are coming in are going hard and fast right down the middle, straight past the sick dog's whimpering head.
So the thing is, the demise of the dog has happened before our eyes because the holiday's over. Now, I thought when he was given captaincy, he was mega golden child status, like just get the ball in the captain's hands.
Yep.
It's been anything but that.
100%.
Oh,
So Hardwick played on 10 out of the 11 times. Sick Dog did take the most of his opportunity, though, and he played on once. Even Seamus Mitchell.
Seamus.
Seamus. You know what is Seamus Mitchell. He played on twice out of his. He's had double the kickings of the dog.
Sheezel.
So, old Seamus.
Seamus on me. Fool me once, Seamus on me.
So, you can't have that many kick-ins and the sick dog only have one. But you know what? This week, he returns.
He comes to Pig Park.
He comes back to Pig Park, Roy. That day he took 18 marks.
Is it on a Sunday?
It is on
It is Sunday.
Oh, you're back.
Against the Crows.
Because there's a stat.
There is a stat.
Jaden put it out there. You score more on a Sunday.
I knew that was the case.
Yeah, that's legit.
People they're just over it by Sunday and just roll the legs over
right,
the
they
Sunday
do.
arvo.
Actually, the further the day goes on, the Monday games are even better. The Tuesday games coming up are even better.
Day costs.
The longer the weekend drags, the higher the scores go.
So Sick Dog gets you -3.
Yeah, again.
Do you reckon?
Yes.
How will he go down here then with Seamus lifting his mast up in the back line?
Yeah, not good. Not good. He's going to go bad down here again. He's just not doing what he's supposed to be doing, and the Crows, I think, restrict the most marks and stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
What was our rule? How many -3s in a row before you have to trade?
Well,
Was it 3?
3 could be this week.
Yeah, well, he's on track for it.
He's on notice.
He's on
Official
notice, all right.
He's on official notice.
I can't believe you didn't give your -3 to your captain, your vice captain.
Who was that?
God, he would have
Andy
been in the
Brayshaw.
mix.
He was in the mix.
72.
Yeah. 70 poo.
His
That's
Caleb
disgusting.
Sarong's just better than him.
Yeah.
Yep, he is. At the moment,
A lot.
dominating.
All right, 100th on the ladder overall in the chase for the hat. Acres Delight, Jared's team. So that has 10,670 points. Had a big score this week with a 2,500.
25!
20. No, was it 25? Hang on.
Couldn't have been.
No, 20. Hang on, where is it?
It doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't that high. Sorry.
Thank God.
Jeez.
I didn't read that properly.
I was logging in to search for the big red button
22.50.
then.
22.50.
22.50.
It's a lot more than you've had.
That's a great score.
Yeah, it's good.
So,
Do you
first,
reckon there's a chance they're not adding mine up right?
no, possibly.
No, I looked at your team.
And Tony Grover's Rovers, Matthew's team, is currently sitting on top. Has a nice little 17-point lead over Sully's squad.
Good on you, fellas.
And the winner
Or girls,
of the week
whatever.
was a 2,312.
23.
Well done to Jake's team, Dion Waiters in the fourth.
Good name.
2,312. That's ridiculous. Which actually shot Jake's team up to 12th overall.
Wow.
So
Nice.
a big round allows you to do that.
Yeah, cool. Wonder what they feel like.
They feel great.
Let's have a look at the votes for the cash cow of the year, the Michael Barlow Medal for round 5, coming out of gather round. And once again, Harry Sheezel has the 5 votes.
Unbelievable.
Unfortunately, his ton run stopped, but he had 96. He was still North Melbourne's top scorer, 31 disposals and a goal. Absolute machine.
He's good.
Will Ashcroft was the next with the 4 votes. He scored 94, so 23 disposals and 7 marks. Now, straight out of Charlie Comden, he was quite good there with a 77. Kicked a couple of goals, could have been more because he kicked 3 behinds as well. So just hit some nice stat lines there with 5 marks and 5 tackles. And Green of the Fergus variety had a 75. He enjoyed Norwood because it was just like that little
Felt at
suburban
home, didn't
ground
he?
for him. He kicked 3 goals, 7 marks there.
That gets a bit of cash gen happening for the green machine.
Does, well done. And Philippou, he was very good too. Had 70 points, 19 disposals, and a goal there for him. And yeah, his cash generation again too gets kick-started with that. Leaderboard has Sheezel with his 5 perfect scores
God.
at the top with 25. Will Ashcroft has 11 votes, and Reuben Ginbey has 7.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy podcast.
A few things out of the weekend that we do have to take note of and probably stress about during this week, because I reckon there will be a few here that are some dramas for us. We'll start with, Jai Simpkin has an injury there. Surgery on his hand, so he was subbed out of the game after a hot start to the game. Looks like he'll only miss 1 or 2 weeks, they said, so we'll see how that looks for him. Out of that game too is Harry Sheezel, who we did just speak about there with the 5 votes. Now, he was a bit banged up. He had the thumb all strapped up, also just crunched and corky. Like, I think he had a corky as well. Like, he's just going to be sore. Clarkson was asked about it after the game, though, and they said, no, he's not resting. So
Did they ask Simpson as well? Oh, who was it?
Sheezel.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Sheezel.
Yep.
Right.
So he had all that happen to him as well?
Yes.
Oh,
were you
God.
looking at the next player?
Yes.
Reuben Ginbey. So he copped it. He copped a poke in the eye, which didn't look like a real nice one. He was, we all know how bad a poke in the eye is. Now, he also copped a bit of a cork. He was subbed out and had ice on his leg. Now, I'm thinking, Calvin was all stressing about that, but that was more of a physical hit.
So he had a cork as well, did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's going to be sore, and that's it. The Eagles did tweet out, and I know the social media team probably aren't the doctors there,
No,
but they
actually,
did say it was a tactical one. It wasn't about the injury. But if he hadn't have been poked in the eye, had stops in his face, got crunched and corkies, he probably might have played out the game.
So did they ask anything of him,
Simpson? Don't know. Didn't find that stuff.
Gosh.
It's too early on a Monday morning.
What do you reckon? Are those two, what percentage would you give the Shees?
The Shees will play.
She's playing.
Shees plays.
Because he wants to get those kick-ins and play on so he can keep racking up the stats. What?
Stop. You're trying to poke people, dog.
No, I'm not.
You are.
All right.
For those who don't know.
No, we're not going there. Where are we going? Will Gould. He came on for his first game.
The ghost.
He lives.
Yeah, he does.
That was good to see.
He's real. So he came on for Amadi, who did a hammy. Scored 35, so he was out there. He's just a big, solid unit.
Isn't he? He's
just
way
a
bigger than I
thick
thought.
Man.
When I used to just sit him on the bench there, I never knew he was that solid.
Yeah, he's a man.
He's a man, all right.
Chad Wingard.
Oh, yes.
Interesting injury of the weekend.
Yes.
Tongue must have bit it.
He did.
And had to go and have surgery on it, like stitches into it at
Yeah.
the hospital. You know, it wasn't just she'll be right. You know, when you bite
He's
your
having
tongue,
surgery,
you have
but
to
he's actually
deal with it
having,
for a week. You eat lemons and it hurts.
That's the thing. I was just thinking about that as soon as you said that.
He's having surgery back in Melbourne today.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what?
interesting.
Every time I hear this, I always hear people make the comment, bet he wasn't wearing a mouth guard.
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't wear a mask.
Yeah, but
he
that's
just
not
wear
the
it.
story.
No, it's not. And you can't.
That's a
when
must.
people get hurt, you can't just say, but he wasn't.
I bet he wasn't, didn't have his ankle strap. Doesn't matter.
No, the poor dude missing his tongue. Like,
Yeah.
Just get over it.
He's gotta get it-
Like,
Oh,
don't
my
rub
goodness.
salt in the wound.
Now,
Did you guys
Elliot,
ever see Wentworth?
yes,
No.
they cut out a tongue in that, did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
Not good.
Now, Elliot Yeo.
Yes.
Old Footy Rhino has tweeted that this morning as well, that he was dealing with a groin issue following yesterday's loss. Sat out the last 15 minutes.
Sounds like Roy, he needs a groin relocation.
Right.
Complete.
Jordan De Goey, he was a late out with illness, which saw Will Hoskin Elliott come into the side. But, that illness should be back next week. But devastating one if you've got him.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, the last game of the round makes it very hard, and you're
Yes.
probably taking the cover.
Yes.
You're not really being able to do
And
anything
you may
with
have
that.
already looped.
Yep. MRO.
Okay.
Zachary Merrett, unlucky. He's on the ton run.
Yeah, he is. He
And
was.
that will end because he has been ruled out for Anzac Day.
Do you know?
However, I
think-
haven't seen whether they're challenging or not yet.
I don't have him
I
in my
doubt they
team,
will.
right? But I don't think at the moment I'm built for this new age football because
Okay.
I see my players just doing like tackling, like old school tackling, and then they keep missing games for these tackles.
You're not training them right.
No.
No.
Well, I'm not picking them right. I need to pick players that don't tackle hard now.
Yep.
Because they keep getting suspended.
They do. All the time.
So, Merrett. We'll talk about what to do with that shortly, but it's a big one because that's on Tuesday this week. Now, we haven't got the results of this yet, but Tom Green likely to be cited.
Likely. Yeah.
And he's likely to get a week, yeah?
The head did not hit the ground. That's the thing that
And do you
works
know
in his
why?
favour.
Because he held him up.
He's so strong.
He stopped
Look,
it hitting
it
the
was a
ground.
dangerous tackle. So are they going to suspend the action or the result? Because the result is the head did not hit the ground.
Well, the result, so Will Day, there was no injury.
Yeah.
And the guy played on and played the game of his life.
But they deemed that high impact.
High impact and he played on.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand.
So
with
this
a lot
one
of
here,
stuff.
it was a tackle. His head didn't hit the ground.
So there's no impact.
They both just bounced up and played on.
So there's no impact.
There was no impact.
So could it be a fine, dog? If there's no impact. Like he swung him round hard, but I feel like Green also stopped his head hitting the ground.
So it'll be an interesting one. It's a really interesting one, that one.
It is.
Will
Guy,
be-
is there any chance we get off it? There's not, is there?
I don't think so.
Not at the moment.
No.
The way things are going,
They're just dropping
we
them
know
like
how
flies,
that will
aren't they?
end. Yep. Yep.
All right. Anthony Caminiti too. For anyone with him as the rookie, he's likely to be gone as well, I reckon. Now, Magoo's news. Big one out of this was Alex Chincotta.
Yes, Chincotta.
136. 37 disposals, 8 marks, 4 tackles. Can he come in, Roy?
Yeah, definitely.
Blues lost.
Might even be for Cowan. Give Cowan a little rest, put Chincotta in.
I think so.
And he's someone I reckon you could take a punt with on your ground straight up too. He's ready to play at the level.
Against St Kilda this week.
Yeah.
Give up plenty of points.
Yeah.
Aaron Hall had 133, 37 disposals, 8 marks and a goal in that. Does he ever get a gig?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Things are going to really go his way, I think.
Maybe
Could it be if there's a rest for Sheezel?
Yeah, I think he could come in if Sheezel or even Ziebell were out.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think so.
And a watch there is on Nathan Wilson, who went back to the VFL, which is what got our mate Wagner into the team,
Yes.
Roy, that we picked up this week. 20 disposals, 5 marks, a couple of tackles. So had a solid game by all reports from that. So that'll be a watch there. Because Wagner turned the ball over a little bit.
He did, but you got to give him more than one.
Which is
crack
what
at it. They
JL
got him
pretty
there
much
for a
said.
reason.
And they got the win. So, yeah,
I think he'll be fine. It's not like Wilson was killing it.
Let's hope he'll be right.
Hi, I'm Nat Edwards. The only place to get your daily footy news inside 20 minutes is on AFL Daily. Get the jump on other fans each weekday morning as AFL Daily sets the agenda on footy's biggest stories. A no-holds-barred, introspective look at the AFL world hits your podcast inbox each morning at 7:30. So subscribe to AFL Daily wherever you get your podcasts to never miss a moment.
Let's have a look at the issues of the week. And cow smells is one thing, and he's using your little spray.
Is it a mouth spray?
Oh, you should use that too. That would be handy. One of the big ones is that we got DPPs last night.
Can I just bring something up? Of all the flavoured drinks he would bring in, I thought that would be the last.
What a lemon flavoured drink.
Don't you like lemon flavour?
Not after you literally ate a lemon last night. I thought you'd have enough.
right.
Anyway, sorry, play on.
So DPPs came in, and the cool thing about that is that we do have added flexibility. And the first thing that we look at, and probably the key issues or the key things that we look at in a dual position player, is those that have midfield status that then gain either forward or defender status. And that helps us not only with our classic sides, but also with draft, because they're the lines that are harder to fill. In saying that, though, are there any midfielders on any scrap heaps? I'm finding it very hard to find any midfielders
I haven't had
that
a
I
look
would
for a
like.
while.
Anyway, here we go.
This can swing a draft.
Oh, can.
Definitely can. So,
Massively.
add forward. The big one is Bailey Smith. He'll miss another week.
Yeah.
So, but it's very handy that he has got that
100%.
forward status now. Ben Keys, if he can get that midfield role back, then that would get...
Yeah, so what, if someone drops in there, he might go back.
But he's still averaging 81 this year.
Yeah, so he's solid.
Jake Saligo's grabbed that. Now, Taylor Adams has as well. And some of these names here, they've all been at their best, like one of the best for that line.
Yeah,
That
true.
would be. So
Yeah.
Smith, Keys, Adams could all be
Yeah.
top 6
Yeah.
for that line.
I'll be the judge.
Yeah, but I doubt it.
Sorry. Yeah.
Jai Caldwell's a good one for draft as well, if you are looking there. Scoring hasn't been great. Cal Ward's another one, though. He's always a serviceable dude. Now, the rookies that gain forward status are very handy. So, start with Will Phillips, Cal.
My
You've
boy.
got him.
Yes.
So, that'll be good.
It will be good. Yes. Be able to move him forward.
Cam
flick him around.
McKenzie's the next one that we'll mention. Obviously, was the sub this week. Cash generation's drying up,
It
though,
is drying.
and we'll talk about that shortly as well. But Matt Roberts, who might be the downgrade, or one of the downgrades of the week, has also gained forward status. So
Yes.
that flexibility
That caught my eye, dog.
obviously very handy there. Now, adding defender status, Lachie Whitfield is probably the biggest name there in that of the guy that might be, well, he's been there before for us.
And he's capable of that triple figure average. He's a headache to own, but
And his teammate Lachie Ash sits there next to him as well. But probably better names is Ziebell and Sheezel with what they've been doing.
Yeah.
So those guys, well, obviously Sheezel is just incredible.
goodness.
And he's a keeper for us for the year.
100%
Now
he
he's
is.
got defender status. We'll be able to flick him back there. And really, though, we like our forwards a lot more. Well, we think the premiums are a bit more settled there. So, therefore, being able to have him in the back line, along with Ziebell, would definitely help that out a lot. So, those... It's coming probably at a time of need as well.
Yeah,
When
right it
some-
is.
You want to get those backline rookies off.
Yeah.
You'd be much better playing a mid or a forward rookie than you are a defender.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're inclined to hold these guys that are missing 1 and 2 weeks at the moment, forward line seems to be where there's some rookies that you could probably shift onto field.
Couple of draft ones there, adding defender status. Kane Farrell and Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller. They will be handy names that you can flick back
right.
if you've got them there. You can check out the full list on afl.com.au/fantasy. You can check them all out there and see the whole list. And it's not just, obviously, the midfielders that add those statuses that help. It is those other... As forwards that add defender status, those links are very handy, and massively talking draft here for a lot of that. And then even just the fact that you can flick some forwards that have got the add midfield into the midfield.
Do you know what? I don't think we've ever been in such a luxurious position with defender forward.
Yeah.
It used to be so rare to find someone you could actually flick around there, but it's really quite good at the moment.
All right, the first issue, or the next issue, because I think we called that an issue. But anyway, Merrett and Green, suspensions.
Yes, dog. Yes.
Where are we at with these? So we all held Will Day last week.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like that was a bad call with this carnage that's coming up. For me personally, I'm not saying it was for you guys, but I'm saying I wish I didn't hold now.
Right.
Because I wish I traded. I would have been better off points-wise this week and probably better off with my side overall with what I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I chose to hold knowing full well that I had I was taking just 39 points for that. But the reason I really did that, dog, is because I didn't do Jordan Dawson on the Thursday night, and then I didn't actually like any other defender upgrade to someone who already had Dacos and Stewart. So I didn't like anyone else back there. So I don't hate that I've done it, to be honest.
Okay.
And even this week, the flexibility of who I could get in for him instead of just going, okay, I'll take Duncan because he's the best scoring defender back there. That would have been even more disastrous.
Too right, it would have been.
Now if I decide to trade him, which I don't think I will, I could go a forward or a mid, which has way more options.
Too right it does.
So if we're saying that then, Zach Merrett, because he's got a week, that's a must-hold then.
I'm holding that if I had him.
I'd hold that.
Because you've probably got a bench guy that can cover that fairly well anyway. And he's been so good. That's the thing.
it
He
depends.
the ton runs there. He had his top score on the weekend.
I don't know if it's different depending on where you are. If you're hanging on to like a real high ranking, you might be doing different things like keep attacking to stay up there. if you're in no man's land like me, I think the most attacking play at the moment is to take these points hits for a couple of weeks and then
Just have a better team.
I'll
in
come
3 or
out of
4
it in
weeks'
3
time.
weeks
Yeah.
with maybe one extra big dog. That's the play I'm taking.
That's what we need to tell ourselves as well, because leading into the bye rounds, which still feel like a long way away, you're going to have that's going to be a chance where a lot of people make some big moves.
Yeah.
So, Tom Green, we haven't got the news on that, exactly what that is. Are we in a position like last week too? If it's 1 week, it's a hold. Is it 2 weeks, it's a trade, even though we did hold with our 2-weeker. What are you doing with Tom Green? Because one of the things that I looked at with him is that his break-even's 99. So it's basically almost what he's kind of doing, realistically.
I'm holding as well because he's a keeper for me. I've got him marked down as someone capable of still averaging 110 from this point on.
Yeah.
So he's just another hold for me, and I'll play another rookie again.
He was dominating at halftime until he got tagged out in the second half.
Yeah.
So he scored.
Nash went to him, didn't he?
Yeah. So he ended up with a ton anyway, but that ton was going to be a lot bigger than that. He had 20 touches at the half.
So that's an impressive ton.
So he was doing all right.
He was.
So I'm with you. I think he can be a 110.
So I'm holding.
I'm a hold too.
Yeah. So realistically, say he is out, which I think he might actually be the one that gets off, to be honest. But then what? Next week, my crap side gets Day, Green back in, and whoever I trade in this week as well. So there would be 3
And
premiums in, plus the new one I'd get in that week as well.
you start climbing up that mountain.
I think so.
There you go.
Right, the next issue we're looking at, it's time to downgrade and upgrade.
Yeah.
Let's hope that that's the case. And we'll start with sort of the downgrade stuff. So we're kind of looking at the rookies to get that you can get at the moment. So the players I've highlighted that played last week, Roberts, Matt Roberts, he's at 213K. He scored a 64. He's probably at the top of my line.
He was good. He was really
Does
good.
he stay in there now? Obviously a sub early on.
Yes,
this
he
year.
does.
He's done his time now, Dog.
Yep.
I think he's in. His disposal is so elite.
Yep.
We saw it in the preseason, and we saw it in the real thing on the weekend. I think he went at near 90% or something.
Yeah, I think he did.
So I don't see how anyone doing that could be back out of the side, to be honest. But
So you guys like your Corey Wagners and that, they go well before he does. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think he's okay.
So, let's talk Corey Wagner then. Let's fingers crossed he can stay in
I
because
think
we
he
went
stays
early
in.
on him, Roy.
Yeah.
Just mature age.
I thought I could get a 65 out of him.
Yep.
He fell 10 short.
Yep.
Few turnovers early, but you got to expect that and give him a chance, and I think that's what Longmuir will do, don't you?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
They play
I think
early.
common
They
sense
play the
prevails.
Friday night game this week too. So with us, Roy, obviously we'll know is
Yeah.
the one thing, but he could be a good loop option off the bench
Yeah.
to be having a bit
He
of a
was
crack
very
with.
attacking, and that's what all their criticism in the early rounds were, that they weren't being attacking. And he come in, be attacked. He turned it over a few times, but that'll, he's got those cobwebs out now.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Matt Johnson for them as well. So he had been sub as well. He scored a 55, 215K. Played a sort of wing role, wasn't it, I
Yeah.
think, for him?
He was okay, but Roberts is definitely the pick of the two.
Yes, I think so.
And Roberts has obviously got that forward status too.
That's nice.
That's
which is
real
handy.
nice.
Now, Seamus Mitchell,
Seamus.
defender forward. So that's the handy flex status.
It is.
229K. He scored 64 on debut.
Good effort.
See, where's he fit in their team? That's obviously his
It's
first.
Hawthorn.
Yeah, I know.
He plays.
He's
Well,
there now.
he has
They
to.
liked him.
He's just got to keep playing.
Yeah, he's a good target as well. And there's another one of those defender forwards. Like, it's unbelievably good
smorgasbord.
flexibility. Yeah.
We've got a few. Be able to flick him backwards and forwards
And if
with
you're a
Sheezel and
DPP
Ziebell.
addict like me, you nearly launch on that.
You do. He had 17 touches.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
All right, now the players that we can trade out. This is then the next thing. So we're looking at guys. Mackenzie and Ginbey are two there. So Mackenzie was a sub last week, only scored 20.
Yeah.
His cash generation is drying up because that's pretty much got him, I think his break-even must be in about 60 odd now.
62 at the moment, dog.
So that's where I think he could go.
Yes.
But he obviously picked up forward status.
Yes.
For me, though, it was a rest. That's what they named it
Yeah.
up
Look,
as. And he was going to be in my side for a little while longer because he's a rookie I could trust on field.
That's what's worth holding with him. So we usually play just the break-even game with rookies, but if you're like me and holding these guys that keep getting suspended,
Yep.
I can't be playing 29s on the field.
Yep.
Whereas Mackenzie,
Is
without a
good for a
vest,
50.
is good for a 50.
Well, he's had a 75, a 94 this
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
Yeah, he's just a
And
better
he only
player.
needs one of those to kick-start that.
Too right, he does.
Yeah, so he'll be good off the rest. So I'll hold him, especially with that status of forward
So
that he has
similar to that then is Ginbey.
been given. Yeah.
So if he's out though, is that a reason to trade? Because
Yeah.
he's made a lot of coin.
Yeah, and
What is he? He must be near
He's
500.
489.
Especially if you're already covering suspensions, holding players back there,
Yeah. So he's got to break even to 64.
he would have to go.
A 43 last week. Obviously got subbed. A 48 before that.
Yeah,
So his first three were amazing.
yeah.
But, back-to-back
So
40s
if
now.
he's named, I'd like to hold him a bit longer, but if he has to go, he has to go.
Where are we thinking with guys like, well, let's talk about your Blues.
Yes.
Hollins and Cowan.
I think Hollins will hang around for a bit longer. He's not looking like slowing down or anything like that, but he's never scoring like the other guys.
So his break-even's now 39.
Yeah.
His last three scores, 49, 54, 56.
Yep. So I think he's not someone in line for a rest, but I think he's someone you could get rid of now. Yep.
Yeah. So he's there and his price is at 417.
Yeah, it's enough to play with, isn't it? Cash Cowan, I think he's you could trade him on as well.
Well, Cash Cowan, his break-even's now 28, but when you think about that's low enough, but
That's what he scores.
39
39 last week.
42, 45, 40, 35. So he hasn't gone over 45. There's any cash generation, he's going to be very slow from here.
Yeah.
So he could be a little flick on and a move.
And he's someone who might be out this week as
Yes.
well. Anyway.
He could be. And that's probably the story of this week as well. It's all good to go and, let's look at these. But if they're playing, they're probably in our teams this
Yes.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're probably only trading out the rookies that
Yeah.
are getting a gig.
Yes, it could be a scramble.
In
Lucky
sa-
DPPs here.
In saying that, there is the value in trading a guy that has made their money because that's going to allow you to get that upgrade that you want to do.
And to start it all over again. And I think guys like what you just went then with your Roberts, your Johnson, and your Seamus, right?
Yes.
They're guys that are going to start this new cash generation for us.
Yes.
So it's time to move.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have a look at the most traded in players ahead of round 6. So this is very early doors. So Seamus Mitchell is the most traded in Calvinator, and Matt Roberts is second there. People are very excited about what they saw with Jordan Dawson, Caleb Sarong, and Tom Stewart, as all, I guess, players that are still priced pretty well to be picking up and performing well too.
Yeah.
Now, the most traded out players, we've got Cam McKenzie. So I guess it's that cash generation is what's doing that for people, as well as Reuben Ginbey, who was subbed out. Kate Chandler, Alan Davey, and Charlie Constable. There's still people trying to trade in our Calvinator.
Poor people.
That is where we're looking. So I'll look at my trades to begin with, and where I'm looking is going Cowan to Roberts, and then Ginbey goes up to Tuke Miller. So I'm doing a traditional downgrade and upgrade. I had cash going in, so it's not like I've been able to make that cash. It would have been someone else instead of Cowan out to be able to make that cash, but I had cash going in this week.
Oh, well, that's a good trade.
Mine's very similar. So I'm down and up, and I'm going Hollins to Roberts, which gives me a little bit of coin there that I need to get Sheed. Sheed's still there, guys. Up to Tuke Miller.
Oh, you're jumping on.
That's a nice
both
move.
on Tuke too.
Yeah, why
You
not?
just copy me each week,
I
don't you?
definitely try to copy
And
you.
you're both copying me because I got him last week. Hollins to Roberts for me as well. So that's a common trend, bringing in Roberts. And that will get me Chandler to Butters.
Butters, underpriced 40s. He's sort of the
I
pick.
believe he is, Dog. His role in the midfield looks like it's finally there now. And there's always risk associated with Butters, but I certainly like him.
And I guess with the dual position switches, that's why you're bringing him in this week.
Delicious.
It is delicious.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy official.
All right, let's have a look at the Twitter questions and Instagram questions and everywhere else that we have got those coming through for the week. It is a big week of trading, so we'll see what everybody's issues are. And let's go. Is Jason Johannisen an option here for Tom?
Roy?
Look,
JJ.
desperate times, but he's back in the position where we know he does have access to points. So I think he's definitely underpriced. I think there's always risk associated with anyone at the Bulldogs, let alone JJ, who, gosh, we've seen him play some awful roles and score accordingly. But it's a play.
Okay, can I throw one out there at you? So Chase Jones or JJ?
Chase.
Yeah, he's a little bit cheaper. Obviously, both have that defender status, but JJ has the flexibility.
It's Chase.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
This is probably going off your trades a bit. Sam's got this question, but Jamie goes, is Zach Butters an option? Looks to have a good run. And then Sam's gone, with Sheezel going back, who are the best forward options to replace him?
Yeah.
And so Butters is the main man?
He is. His draw coming up is as soft as his name suggests, and he is going to score accordingly.
I've got it here,
Did you
Roy.
like that, dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
Thanks, mate.
This is draw. So he goes West Coast this week into St Kilda, who have given up the most points for the year. Essendon, North Melbourne. So juicy.
It's a good time to jump on
And I
the
also
Butters
just
train.
had a quick look then, Roy, and you're talking about his role has changed. So his last two games, CBAs here, 64%, 68%.
Yep.
And what was it prior to that?
12, 41, 33.
Yeah, so it's a role change.
Significant change.
Significant.
I just went on the eye test. I didn't look at the numbers to back it up.
Yeah, sort of what you do here.
Yeah.
Now, forward options, though. Chase Jones, is he a forward?
No, straight defender.
Oh, defender, was he? Right.
JJ was the defender
JJ was
forward.
the defender forward. So you see an option, if you were replacing that and having a crack, would you have a crack with the JJ?
I'm
in
not
your
a
move
fan.
of Sheezel back? Like, that could be a bit of a sideways switch from a... How do we feel about that, a sideways switch from a rookie? It's getting a rookie off field.
Yeah. To a best 22 who actually has
Capacity
scoring
to score.
ability. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So
for a
JJ,
name.
his last two games here, 98 and 81.
Yeah,
Total of
they're
12
very
marks.
solid.
Yep.
It's still not someone who I would want to recommend you pick.
No.
But
Because
if he's a placeholder for a while,
Yep.
and that's all you can do.
Because this is where, like last week, we had these conversations around your Jaden Hunts, and it's that sort of the price range there.
Yeah.
It's high risk, high reward sort of
100%
thing.
it is.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Right, this is a good question here, just quickly. Team C. William, do we get Dave back next week or wait until the bye rounds?
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
You just get him, don't you?
You get
I
him
think
straight
you can
back
just
in.
get him in.
Yep, same. He's going to be fresh.
He does have the round 14 bye. So, yeah, I'd be getting him in.
I'd just get him back in. That's why I'm not getting rid of him, because I didn't want to use a trade to get him back in.
Yeah. Premium upgrade time. Scott's got this question, Laird or Sarong?
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe that's even a conversation.
Laird's back.
Is he? Yeah, what do you have at half time?
Yeah, 80 odd.
Oh so he still had 35 points in the last two quarters. 35 in that. That's what Laird does.
And the thing is, like, bless your cotton socks for being so pumped about him, but his score on the weekend's actually less than you paid for him.
Yes, too right. And he's back.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He
No.
still hasn't hit it.
That's a fair point.
So it is. Oh, it's a Sarong. It's a Sarong who had 125 last week, 119 in his last
the
three.
same price now.
Sarong's still cheaper. He's just under 900, Sarong.
Yeah.
So Sarong.
Laird is at 911.
That's another one that we just
9-11.
didn't do at the
So
start.
Sarong has averaged 109 in his last three.
He's killing it.
Right? Laird doesn't even score that last week, and we're like, yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
He's not even getting anywhere near this.
Laird's draw is nice, and Laird is Laird.
Laird is Laird. We saw what Laird did in that first quarter.
So I sort of feel like you have to go with Laird there.
58.
But that's just a bit old school thinking. Sarong's the one getting it done.
58 in the first quarter last week for Laird.
And I think
That's what he
Sarong
can do.
came home with that.
Yeah, he was. He was good. So Laird has...
Strong doesn't get to play at Norwood Oval each week.
No, that's true. Laird has the Hawks here this week,
Well, he'll smoke them.
which I think Nash Nash will 100% has to go to Jordan Dawson.
Oh, it's Dawson.
That's what we thought last week. Dawson had cop attention.
I know.
What was wrong with the
Carlton's
Blues?
fault. I don't know. They looked just old and slow. The only one that looked like he could keep up is the guy who hasn't played for 8 months with a spinal injury.
Yeah.
And he was the only one that could keep up.
He started his little ton run.
Yeah.
Kieran's got a question there. Now, if whatever we're saying, did we say Laird in the end?
Oh,
I think you have to go Laird.
I think you have to.
Laird over Sarong. So what about Took versus Laird?
Jeez, I
like Took's bike, Al.
I like his bike. Well, nerd alert. Did you just say that? Did you hear him?
I heard him
Did you
nearly
say that?
agree with you.
I wasn't switched on. He's got a great buy.
Yes.
Yeah, so that plays a small part in it. And he's also got a pretty good run coming up as well. And he's back at home this week against North Melbourne. Then he plays Richmond. So Took's got a great run. But Laird is still Laird. This is a guy that went 120 last year.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to say Took.
Gosh, that's a tough one.
That is a real tough one.
They're both, you can't really go wrong.
No,
if you're getting one of them two in.
You're probably right.
Does Laird just get it because of almost that
Probably.
ceiling and where he was, and you're getting him at an absolute bargain?
Yep.
Probably gets him over the line.
Because you can chuck a VC on Laird. You can do that on Took as well. But if Laird comes out and has 58 points in the first quarter and he's smoking it.
Is that really what he did the other day?
Yeah, he did.
Holy
It's a pretty
cat.
bad second three quarters.
35.
Three quarters.
So it's Laird on value.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
That's fair.
All right. Similar questions here. So,
Value for a reason.
Blake has got, do we prioritise fixing up McGrath or getting rookies off field? I'm in that position, and the other one like this was from DT Forecast. He's getting Wilmot or a weak D6 off field to someone like Baker, or getting McGrath to a 900k plus midfielder.
Well, what do you think, Bob?
McGrath's, as bad as he's been, rookies, you've got to get rid of him.
It's now.
McGrath could be my D6.
I think in that first 3 weeks,
That's where you can fix
that's
those.
where you could have got rid of McGrath. I think now McGrath would look like a godsend. In my
yeah,
team at the
he
moment.
would. He's got
Because
an
you're
80 next to his
at
name.
least you are 80 there. Like
That's
I would
it.
take that all the way. Yeah. So now I think it's a shift now. I think McGrath's a luxury upgrade later.
Yeah.
I think you're probably getting the rookie off now.
Luke Davies-Uniacke, do you keep or not?
It's a tough watch.
He's been all right, though, hasn't he? Was that just his first bad one?
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
These ones are going to happen for him. So what did he have? He had a 76. He had more than Brayshaw.
Yeah.
So
Had the same as Kelly.
he's now going at 100 for the year from his 4 games.
I think I'd probably give him another one.
I'd definitely be giving another one. So he has Gold Coast away this week.
He should be fine.
He should be
back,
fine.
back to the triple figures, I reckon.
You would think so. Yeah, he gets another go.
Yeah.
Jake's got this. Callum Wilkie, 3 tons in a row. Controls the back line, plays 100% time.
He
on
does.
ground.
He does. That's a beautiful thing in itself.
Are we going to pay 728k?
For someone doing that, it's a bargain.
It is. He's gone at 94 this year.
Yeah.
Hey, I bet he's knocking on the door of the rolling.
Well, he has to be out of pure respect for what he's doing.
Yep.
God. So how is he any different to Tom Stewart, for example?
Well, he's going at 108 in his last 3.
So you feel so much better about going Tom Stewart.
Don't you?
And Tom Stewart actually probably cost you more money.
Wouldn't be by much, though, would it?
So Wilkie's 728 and Stewart is 730. 2K. Yeah, there you go. So like for
You're going Stewart.
Are you?
I am.
Yes.
Because we're old school dumb.
Yeah. I'm going Stewart every day of the week.
I'm new school cow. Go Wilkie. Let's do it.
All right. Fair enough.
They're the ones that just can... He could quite easily pop out of 30.
Yeah, but
I feel
we look at players' names. We're so hung up on names. If that just said player A, player B, who would you pick? The
I'm
answer's
looking
Wilkie.
their role and what they do.
Okay, mate. 300s in a row.
Yeah, he's a gun.
He's a jet. Go player B.
This has got... I just see Roy's rolling 22, putting Wilkie in it.
Nah, I'm safe.
I remember when you put Darling in there once.
He deserved that.
How long was he in there for?
And then went
1
on to
week.
average sub 50 for the rest of the year, I reckon.
No, but that's what you got to do sometimes, Roy.
You go back. He had some
Now,
good patches.
we did talk about
He could have been
the
a good player.
He let himself
downgrade.
down.
We talked about the downgrades before. Now, Charlie's got this one. Is a double downgrade a viable option this week? We'll be looking to get Mackenzie and Chandler to Seamus Mitchell. He's even put an H in there to help you pronounce it, Cow. And
Thanks, mate.
Matty Roberts.
There are rookies there that you could do that with this week.
There are.
And
It's-
your
yeah.
dog always stresses about no rookies,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But there are rookies here this time.
This feels like a week where there is
Yes.
options. So,
So can you take some cash into the next week?
yeah, I'd be fine doing that.
There's no way I can because I've still got cash in my bank and Sheed still on my pine. So,
She'd be back and then retired before you get rid of him, I reckon.
People tend to go well on their farewell games. If you could
can you...
hold him until then.
Is there a chance
You might get a good
someone
score.
can source how Sheed's robot throat is sounding? He thought it was talking like a robot. So let's
Well,
wait and
yeah,
see.
so I gathered that when you went with that gag.
Yeah, so I wonder how he's feeling.
Sore, surely.
Jimmy has got this one. Is Grundy a must trade with Max likely back this week? So they said 1 to 2 weeks last week, so he could be back this week. They don't play until Monday as
They
well.
play on Monday, and he's up against Samson Ryan.
Oh, wow.
So he gets another go.
So they
Yeah.
rest Max.
Well,
what you mean?
Max doesn't need to come back here. If he does,
Yeah.
he's just going to sit deep forward.
You wouldn't rush him back.
And you're not going to rush getting Grundy out. You're not going to jump at that shadow until the shadow becomes a real
The
thing.
shadows approached a lot quicker than
Yep.
expected,
It has. But you're not going to go, oh, he's back this week, I'm going to get rid of him.
especially in such an easy match.
Grundy will still do bulk of that
Yes.
load.
Yeah,
Angus Brayshaw for Caleb here. Try to convince me to hold.
I can't.
No,
No,
I'm
I
not
can't.
convincing.
no,
He's worse than Andy McGrath.
yeah.
He had 45.
Oh,
45.
Come on, that's disgusting.
Both of... Okay. I'm a parent. Andrew and Angus both have
Didn't
parents.
put any
Right?
things in front of that either. Good
They've
parent.
got... No, I'm not a good parent. But if I had kids scoring 72 and 45, I'd be ashamed of them. I really would. So I'm just
What would
saying.
you put in the group chat, the family group chat about that?
What the hell, boys?
Lift.
What he's doing. I wouldn't even send a rocket to him.
Nah, I don't reckon you'd even pick him though, would you?
No.
You wouldn't have him in your fantasy team.
No
so You'd be
chance.
liking it.
Oh, I'd be like, no dinner tonight, boys.
Shan. He's got a couple of feet in his profile picture. Do you have a buy strategy? And
Why'd you
are-
laugh like
Nerd alert!
and are the rules the same as previous years? So for anyone unsure of this, round 12 is the first buy, has 4 teams on it. Round 13 is the second buy, because that comes after round 12, and has only 2 teams on it, which is why that's been a conversation the last week or so, talking about how Gold Coast and Geelong have that buy. If you've got premiums from there, it's not going to hurt as much as what it would in a normal round. So that's why a Touk Miller is a good option, or a Tom Stewart has been a good
Yes.
option for that
It
reason.
should help that.
So the rules are the same. So what that means is that even though there's only 2 teams on a bye in that round 13, it's still best 18, and you get 3 trades that week. So it's a real way to attack.
Bring
and
on the buys.
Be smart about that. So that's why Touk is a great option, and maybe going back to that Touk versus Laird.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's a long way off.
But also, that's
yeah.
why you want a really good bunch of cash generation leading into that buy, because that's where you're going to go 2 guys down, 1 guy up. And then from the rest of the year, your goal would be to have a team full of premiums and basically just rookies riding your pine.
Yeah.
That's the goal, Roy.
It is the goal.
That's the goal.
Now, Leanne's got this one. The success in tagging Bont in the second half caused big concern. Will everyone do it now? I thought he was the safest Dogs player, and now I wonder if that's true.
Well, he still actually is the safest of the ones that we were considering at the start. So you look at Bont, Smith, and McRae. You've picked the right one. So Bont has been the safest.
Yes, he has.
because at least he basically gets to his ton, and he'll probably keep doing that. So I don't know. Do you trade him out when it gets to luxury time?
You would.
You do,
Yeah.
but until then, He's very serviceable. You just don't watch it. That's my hot tip.
There you go.
John, since you've been gone, has got his Warple a hold until Day comes back next week.
Yeah,
So he should have got my +3
he was
to be
awesome.
honest, this week.
So
This
Warple-
sort of thing all falls in line for you always.
Oh, it all falls into
It
line.
all
for you.
just falls in Warn Dog's little lap.
So when my telecast was actually working, I was watching like Warple and Kelly at stoppages. Warp made him look so bad.
Yeah.
Warp was going that hard. So yeah,
It's a hold.
I thought Warp was
Two
a
rights
good
hold.
chance to get 90 with
Yeah.
the access to CBAs with Day out and McKenzie, who
Small
takes
ground,
a couple.
tackled,
Yep,
did his thing.
Yep.
Got those handballs
but
in there.
115, that was outstanding. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
35
he
touches,
should be
7
good again, I
tackles.
reckon.
He went at 54% accuracy.
Good hold.
Standard.
Predictable.
If you're
Yeah.
getting it out of the middle like that and slapping it
exactly.
forward,
who cares?
that's
He
fine.
was good.
Now,
Very
Billy,
good.
not a question, fellas. Just letting you know they had Lysett on the weekend, as I still haven't been able to get a proper ruck following the cherry bomb.
Ah, the
See,
bomb.
you'd think I'd take a little bit of responsibility.
Lysett scored 23.
Oh, he got
not
injured.
per quarter, total.
He got injured.
No, he didn't.
He got subbed
That was a
out.
tactical sub.
Was it?
Yes.
No, he got injured.
No, it was a tactical sub.
Oh, gosh, that is just falling on your sword there.
23. Yeah, he got speaking no English.
Oh, but Speaker's usually easy to score against. on the
Yeah,
flip
that's not
side.
good.
Lysett, no, it was a tactical sub, mate.
I'll tell you what.
Subbed off in quarter 3.
Yeah. Okay.
So 23 points.
Very disappointing.
Hey, you know
more than
what?
half a
To
game.
say the
You know
least.
what? He's going to be cheap.
There will be a point where one of the rucks has an issue.
We'll go.
And someone will go,
Hey, Lysett, he's 200K,
he's their
boys.
number one ruck.
He's 200K. Jeez. So, no, that's not good, mate. No. And I apologise for even putting his name forward in the pre-season, but hey, I've got to talk about something.
Last couple here. Ginbey for Hun here. Ginbey to Chase Jones is a straight swap. Would you pull that move?
Maybe if you have to, if Ginbey's out.
Agree.
But otherwise, they'll probably score very similar
Yes.
moving forward.
Yep.
Even though Chase was awesome.
He
on
was
the
awesome
weekend.
last
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Cash generation kick-started for him. If you're
Big
talking about
time.
that.
Well, and what I've said
Ginbey's
there
cash
is actually
drying up, whereas
incorrect. Chase will outscore him head to head.
and
the rest
therefore
of the year.
will make
So,
more money as well because Ginbey's going to stop making money now.
Yeah.
So, yes, you can do that
So,
if
yes.
you don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
And last question here comes from Robert, sitting 20th overall.
Let's
Does
go, Robert.
Good on
Have
you,
a
man.
question for me. Yeah.
Do we have a question for
Can
him?
you replace Calvin?
Yeah. What do you do Monday mornings?
I've got an assistant coach vacancy if you're available.
He sounded a little bit smug then, dog, did he?
He's sounding very smug.
Good on you,
mate.
Robert.
Good work. Well done to all those people that are doing well this year.
Yeah. Go
We're
for
not
it.
at all jealous
No, we're happy for you.
of
Yeah.
your positions.
I feel good about myself that I've set people up
Yeah.
with great teams.
News
well
just
done.
in too, Zach Merrett is going to appeal his one-match suspension.
Oh, wow.
You'll get 2.
When will we hear about the green machine?
Late this afternoon. Gosh. Normally get an email through sort of later.
Well, Merritt's was worse.
Close the business.
Oh, yeah, Merrett goes. You're not getting off that one.
Well, if Green gets off, that's great. You're not trading. But
No.
if he's copying something there, what is that final answer for people?
Hold.
It's a hold.
Right. An upgrade around it.
I think so.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully the rookie that you get in this week anyway, as
Yeah.
you downgrade somewhere, is fieldable. Matt Roberts fieldable?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Matt Roberts plays against Geelong in Geelong.
Yeah.
Okay, not a great
No,
start
horrendous.
there for him.
Oh, horrendous.
But, yeah, you could still put him on. You'll get your 50. Jeez, 50. Cool.
All right, is that enough? Oh, and just be aware that is the Anzac round coming up this week. No
Yes.
Thursday night game.
Yes. Good.
8:10 start on
On
Friday
Friday,
night.
yep.
So that is, what is
That's
it,
my
Freo
bedtime.
and...
It is Freo and
Bulldogs,
the
isn't it?
Bulldogs.
Rightio, we've got that. And then that rolls into Monday night, which is the Richmond and Melbourne game. Then Anzac Day, Bombers and Pies on the Tuesday. So the things to know, timing, Monday game. We'll find out those 22s. We'll get their squads on Thursday night when we're sitting here live. So make sure you're tuning into that from 6:15 on afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app. We'll get the squads. They'll get trimmed. We'll get the 22s at 5 p.m. on Saturday. But Roy, I don't think you were here when I was telling this.
Get this.
Teams for the Bombers and the Pies.
Yeah.
We get those on Monday at 6:20.
Oh, boy.
Game's basically starting nearly the next day, but it's very, very late.
So we don't get squads for those. Hopefully there's good comms, though, from both teams. Do you have anyone that you're worried about in that?
So Collingwood and Bombers, there probably isn't.
No, it's probably two safe teams to have it happen with.
It's not bad at all.
It's the rookies that we're worried about in most cases, and there's no way someone like Dacos is missing. So
No. And
it's all right.
Could be a captain bringing it home.
Yeah, 100%.
Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah,
All right. There it is. We are out. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you Thursday night. That's the next time, isn't it?
Yep, teams.
We'll see you then.
Sweet.
And no Thursday night game.
Yeah, good.
Stuff up our teams
great.
this week.
Exactly.
Good luck.